decisión correcta.
We got the range on the P2s. We'll see if we can get some opening fights going the way of Furia early on. As they begin their fight in middle, they spot a little bit of a pixel of DGT, but then snaps out with a kill on save. So the first kill of the pistol goes 9Z's way, and look how quick they're pushing through main. They're trying to take some control. There's two players down there, and NQZ is still inside of the A site, so they're anticipating an A play out of spawn, and they are certainly right about that. Furia have had to divert. They've had to go for plan B, and that's charging through the red room and all the way through CT, but DGT has dodged them, and Art is caught from the site. They perfectly played this one on the 9Z side of things. They are set up almost perfectly to deal with the play of Furia.
Nicely done. You get a couple of early kills. Furia have to go for a slightly different plan to the one it looked like they were trying to call out as spawn. 9Z can adjust accordingly, finding some little hidey holes, finding some annoying angles to clear. Nice and comfortable start for 9Z. And there is still, obviously, the big question on Ancient as to how much will these updates change how CT-sided the map used to be. Will the updates help out the T side enough? Because 9Z is starting on that CT side. Might give them that opportunity to get off to a good start that they'd be looking for.
Yeah, this is... well, what we seen the other day was a little bit more balanced on the T side. And I don't know if that was from the level of the game, but we definitely seen a lot more balanced T side play. And I'd be intrigued to see if that's the case in this matchup too. David with a couple. Furia and Art getting a couple of kills back as DGT doubles up with the MP9, and Max will filter through. 9Z lose 3 players in that engagement. Furia will be okay with that, although they didn't get a bomb plant.
Yeah. They only save MP9s as well.
Yep, so you lose quite a bit there.
Means they're going to have to reinvest basically all their money to make sure their buy is solid in this one. An interesting note in that round too, 9Z didn't actually start with anyone on the A site. They fully went aggressive out through B with like 4 players and just got that full B lane control, and that's when they rotated back. And it looks like they are being pretty dynamic with some of their setups. Stacked towards mid early this time, but that leaves an opening towards A.
David, holding for the cross on buy. It's a kill from Art onto David inside of the donut. DGT with a nice double, make it 3. Bomb goes down, AK picked up, and Yuri knocked out as well. DGT has had a absolute blistering round here. And Serrato's left in middle, the rest of his teammates piling up the corpses. Serrato goes up in towards red room. It's a kill on rocks. A lot more needed for Serrato to undo the hard work of DGT. Gap there in the smoke, and Max is going to creep into it. Another kill given to Serrato. Is this really going to happen? The bomb is down in donut. There still is 50 seconds left to play with for Serrato here. And he's going the long way around through the B site and through CT.
9Z have no clue where he is though. For all they know, he could have wrapped through a main, which has to be a consideration. But NQZ is currently watching the right side.
Oh, but Serrato is going to read it. He's going to check this position. Surely no. He goes left. He goes left. It looked like he was going into the right corner, but he's going to end up losing it out. DGT, I'm sure a sigh of relief. What a round from him.
Yeah, incredible hold. I thought the silenced M4 was going to cost him with just the 20 bullets after he got the initial double. 6 bullets here, spray to the body, but he's able to switch out to the AK on the floor. Fantastic stuff to get that 4th kill. And I'm a little surprised we didn't see Furia smoke off Donut and just try and take the site there after they got so deep in. They tried to fight instead. Art wasn't ready for that rotate back quickly. Look at the flashes though. Everyone is blind.
David, peace out. It's 1 pick for David.
Oh, and A's open again.
Yeah, once more. They're going to try and charge their way through to it, though. Donut is still occupied by NQZ, so if they cross to the site...
There's a smoke.
Oh, there's a gap. There's a little bit of a gap, and Rox is forward, and he's fighting from the temple. The bomb of Yuri is committed forward. Fury had an opportunity to make something of that, maybe even try and get a bomb plant, but it all went belly up, and they got caught out. 9Z's rotation quick enough to get back. Furia not off to the best of starts here. Here's another buy round coming up, but it has to be better than what we've seen so far.
I don't mind the idea there from Furia of smoking off Donut and then trying to push Temple like that, because that was probably their best chance to steal away one of the guns. Now, if there is a player in Temple, there's no way for anyone to really assist him now, as there's only this one angle. So if you get that kill onto Rox, you probably steal his AK. Could it be fast again from Furia? They've been very fast-paced so far. Currently looking at B early. They're going to go in.
Ooh, that's nice. It's a nice little headshot from Art to crack open the B site. A deep smoke to confirm control, and Furia lock themselves into the B site. Did 9Z consider a save call here?
There's just so much utility left for Furia, right? Smokes down in deep positions. It's really difficult to even get back towards that B bomb site with all that utility left up. So yeah, they do have to go for the save call. I think so far, we're already seeing Furia just decide that here on this new T side of Ancient, the pace could pay off in a lot of these rounds. They have been incredibly quick in every round so far. That time the boost up was nice. It got them past the molly. That's what allows Art to get that clean entry kill. And there is the question of, our team's going to start out with less forces on B in some of the rounds on CT side now? Are they going to start focusing more heavily on mid? Maybe put some more players towards A early? If Furia are showing that they're willing to go to that A site more and more, perhaps you do have to adjust to that. Perhaps you do have to lean some players away from B early.
Sign up to Roobet.com and claim your free balance to bet on the matches. Limited claims, so be quick. There's your code at the bottom of the screen. Use that over on Roobet.com. But an important round ahead of this one. Furia getting quick out to the A site. Deep smoke out to the right side for Art. He's just running with it. He's just running deep into the A site. Has been somewhat tickled. There isn't a commitment into A. It's a bit of a fake here because the bomb is outside of B right now and it is pulling that rotation away.
Oh boy. All they would need is a couple of smokes onto B right now. They could get the site, but they're just going to walk up instead. K-Serato somehow wins that fight, but it's the B site we need to look at. NQZ here alone. Molly might slow things down briefly. That bomb plant looks inevitable. What is going on here?
Well, NQZ looking to get around to the fight in the site. For Furia just locking the bomb plant in. Let's put a timer on this play for 9Z to try and get back into this. Furia in very strong positions. It's going to be hard for 9Z to break their way back into this with just a flash left.
K-Serato's not going to play with a bomb. I guess they're fine.
I mean, they're not even attempting this on the 9Z side. Never got the opening. And when you have the lack of utility there, you're just kind of hoping that there was an overextension. There's a mistake from Furia, but Furia aren't the team to give away those opportunities like that. So another round for Furia. I like the call. It was a fun one.
It seems like Furia just are realizing they can pressure A really heavily early on. Like 9Z in a lot of these rounds aren't actually playing with anyone committed to A early. They normally seem like they're much more focused on that mid control. And then they have players in Donut who might come back and help A. Or they have players rotating or players towards the back of A. So Furia are trying to play with that pressure they can put out onto A early, but now it's time for the mid control.
Yeah, the mid control is safely in the hands of NQZ because of that shot. But finally, with utility, they've been able to force the CTs back, but they'll happily fall back if they can get an advantage. So they're taking the first player away from Furia. Couple of players yet to frag in this Furia side. Drop and safe. Maybe this is the round they can find a bit more impact. Art further up in towards the red room.
Utility will be heard. Smoke means DGT can't spot. Good. He sees that player on the edge of the smoke. 9Z will keep Furia contained in towards top mid.
We hit the 45-second mark. Furia still a lot to do in this round. The only
A-split could still be powerful though.
Yeah, the only utility left here is on drop. 2 flashes and a molly. If Fury can cause a problem towards B without going down, then yeah, we are right back on in this round because the rotation can't come back from the CTs, but They're going back to B. They're going right back into Max. He goes up for the peaks. He's the second player, and now the A contingency of the plan is starting to come back to try and bolster the defense. But Rox peeks on out, uses the new cover. Good effect, and Safe is left in the 1 versus 3. Headshot collected on the first. He knew Rox was around the site, but figuring out how to deal with him is a different problem altogether. And Rox peeks out from behind the cover to get the kill and the round for 9Z.
Nice timing on that peek from Rox at the end there, making sure to wait before Safe swings into the open. Figured that Safe would then look somewhere else. Yeah, this was the early mid presence. This has been a lot of chaos right now, honestly. Like a lot of rounds that are coming into positions you really would never see on the old iteration of this map. It's a lot of fun seeing Furia get into spawn like that, trying to split that site from both sides, trying to come back through mid. It's creating a lot of these extended scenarios that we're not used to seeing. And I'm sure the players themselves are kind of having to figure out how to deal with these on the fly, some of these calls. I'd say you're doing a pretty decent job at dealing with them so far, though. Even if the rounds have been chaotic, they've been able to hold on.
Here comes the mid utility out from Furia. They're currently held back in elbow, though, by the utility thrown out by 9Z, but 9Z have elected to give them the mid control instead and strengthen the B site. They've got one player just kind of checking towards Red Room, and that is DGT, but the only player left inside of this site on A is David, and he's kind of in a tough spot where he has to fight 2 angles all at once, but David is good enough to deal with it, of course. He finds himself 2. One out from Donut, one from A main, and has a chance to bring down the AWP inside of main from Yuri. No killer will come through once again. Furia just aren't getting the kills very early in this game. You're not getting on the board in these early rounds and just getting picked apart. This is too easy for 9Z.
That was the bomb as well. It just crossed into the open angle. Maybe could have planted Safe on the site, but instead, they've got to try and get it back. Max, with good timing. Heserato actually clears it. And now this round could be on 2v3, still surrounded on the Furia side. 35 seconds. They're going to have to commit to the B plant, but 9Z are going to let them have it.
Here comes DGT out from the back of the temple. Flash is good. Kill is better. And it's just drop inside of the site with one single headshot. It's not enough for Furia to really have a shot at closing that one. They're just really struggling in these early rounds. You know, they're going down 2 players without getting the trade. This is David. Easy picking a donut. Art just gets dry peek. David goes out again. Thank you, Z over the fire. Catches Yuri crossing. And from this point onwards, it's just really difficult to close out for Furia. They did weasel their way through to a bomb plant into the post plant, where it was getting a little hairy for a second. But yeah, they can do a little better in terms of the early round. Furia could be on for something here, but 6-2 already.
9Z sticking with this heavy B and mid-sided stacks early. David solo playing A, needs to be very careful.
Yeah, this time they're applying some speed to it. Last round they realized, okay, there was only one AWPer playing on this side of the map, so if we just try and overwhelm them, if they play a similar setup, we can do that. But this time, DGT once again from Donut getting a multi-kill. It's a double, and look how quick the rotation over to A is here from 9Z. I'm just getting every kill required. Heserato left in a 1 versus 3. He's come out of A main, but there's so much more needed from him. We'll look towards CT, but it's Max who extends out of Donut. Alexa's kill and a round secured yet again for 9Z. There's a couple of different looks here Furia are throwing, but it's all about getting down into this A site, getting down and dirty on A. Has not been a lot of B presence coming in from Furia. It's DGT again. It's just so difficult to deal with.
Funnily enough, one of the 2 rounds Furia won was that round where Art just ran up B ramp quickly and got that opening kill. That got them into a good position, and maybe they've decided it is time to go back to Old Faithful on B.
Oh, Rox. Oh, Rox. That is not pretty, but still, somehow, gets a kill out of it. Of course he does. He will go down to the wall bang eventually. They attempted B, but it's just as bad. They just get absolutely destroyed. 9Z's CT side is chewing up Furia and spitting them out again.
We're just barely having time to catch our breath. It's just instant plays every round from Furia.
It's fun.
It's almost...
But it's not effective.
It's almost reminding me of the way Ents play, with the constant calls from spawn. It's not been too effective for them so far. Got to think at some point maybe they will start to switch it up. Maybe not in this round though. Back to B.
Back to B again and back into the...
There's enough utility for these plays.
Yeah, there just isn't. There just isn't. And the utility... The flashes have been ineffective. A lot of the time it's just easy pickings on the first fight for 9Z, and then from that point onwards they've been getting the multi-kill. And Max just goes down the B ramp, rips apart Furia. Yeah, I'm not seeing too much from Furia on the map pick, to be honest. Looks like they haven't done a whole lot here on Ancient. Straight to the tactical timeout because they need it.
It's always tough to know when there have been changes, whether or not your stuff that you're trying in practice will work in official games. Maybe these sorts of plays have been really effective for Furia in the practice games they've played, but you come into an official, 9Z are either just dumping some good utility early or just, sort of surviving out from the early aggression, just making sure they don't go down early, winning the early fights. And yeah, again, not enough effective flashes, I think, is the main thing. If you go for those fast plays with some solid flashes, that can work. That can be a bit more effective. But in general, 9Z very rarely getting blinded when we're seeing these rounds from their POVs. This is starting to get out of hand for Furia here on their map pick. 9-2 down. Big control established for 9Z.
Oh, the dink comes in, sets up 2 kills, dropping Yuriko down. Art tries to fight out middle, realizing they just need to fight. They just need to get something here. Max spams down. He actually is the player that takes damage from it, but as you can see, the damage no longer too effective. And Serrato, now the last remaining player. This is just so disjointed from Furia. So chaotic. There's no slow, methodical play coming out of them at any point. It's just immediately bash your head off the wall and see if you can break through. 10 rounds now for 9Z, unless Casterado has some magic left inside of this AK. Let's start to clear the close position. No one there. And as soon as he gets into the B site, there is a trifecta of death on the other side. And he's now being spotted, so now they hone in on his position. Oh, flash is good, but the headshot for Casterado lands, and had a chance. They kill the AWP. The molly still there, still utility available here for Casterado to fight against. 20 seconds left. And you had a couple of chances there to pull some kills. A missed shot from the AWP, but they're doubling up. The time is starting to become very limited, and they will finally put Casterado in the ground. 10 rounds for 9Z, double figures already secured.
Looking very good for 9Z right now. Yeah, it almost feels to me like Furia are going back more to that style that they used to play before they rounded out their game and had some of those slower rounds. Sure to type !Rugiv if you want to enter to put yourself in with a chance of winning one of the 5 Ultimate Gaming setups. That is !Rugiv, and it is back to Furia's grouped up playstyle.
Well, Max holds the CZ, runs on through, and Max gets a double. Art and Drop both down. And Rox will continue to try and hold this B ramp. But once again, Furia down in the 3v5. They've been in this position a lot.
And it doesn't seem to be getting any better for them in this round.
No, not at all. Max, gets checked. Safe is through. Rox with 1 kill on the Casterado. Safe really hasn't been having the best of times, and he'll be caught as well. 11 rounds for 9Z. We could be seeing a 13-2 half.
Yeah, this is just such a shock. I mean, I guess this was always potential, right? Whenever a team picks a map that's had some changes recently, you can never really be as confident that they're going to be able to be as dominant, but you wouldn't expect them to be losing quite this badly. Expect them to have some rounds that would go their way. Looks like it might be a slower start to this round. David has gone aggressive early. Noise around the side of him. Art gets baited into the AWP angle. NQZ holding at distance. Furia will try and take their way up mid instead.
Max is around the back of them. They're lining up. It's a double from DGT and Max together. Make it 3 because DGT's just found one more. Drop will eventually peek out from the ledge, and DGT will put him in the ground. 12 rounds for 9Z.
NQZ's only died one time. It's been loving it.
It's
been sitting back.
I mean,
Join the right.
I don't know what Furia did in that first half. Wasn't a whole lot. But, yeah, it doesn't feel like, even if they get over to the CT side, they haven't even given themselves enough T rounds to really afford losing a pistol, right? So if you lose the pistol round, you're pretty much gone for him. Well, straight into the fights.
Ooh.
It's a 1-for-1 at least. Art's got some control out mid.
That's a little more like it. Drop with an entry out through B. Off the back of those early kills, Furia pump the brakes. Shadow spotted, but still Art wins the fight. Drop will be cleared, but it won't matter. He's got the headshot angle. And NQZ, I said, has only died once. I think he's about to die twice, unless he can pull off a 1v4.
Or a jab.
Wow, yeah. I guess a Jame is saving him round 15. He did do that one time,
he did.
didn't he?
He did, yep. He could do that. Well, NQZ. He's got the dig out. He's going into battle. He's going as much as he realizes it's unwinnable. He'll go into die, and he will go down. A 3rd round secured for Furia.
On the old version of Ancient, like B executes, for example, are likely going to be exactly the same with the nade lineups. That could be what they go for here. They've got a couple of smokes, couple of flashes, and a molly. Majority of the 9Z players moving in towards Cave early. Smokes ready at the site, and Furia are going to be stuck playing retake. They're playing behind these smokes.
Well, charge in. 9Z have taken the site. Oh, drop. He denies the plant, and that's going to buy some crucial seconds here for Furia to play with. And as I pointed out, the ramifications of losing this pistol round are devastating for Furia. We need to find this. Bomb eventually does go down. David even pulls the kill back, and Art is gone by. Max has a position to catch him out. The kills are going the way of 9Z. It is looking very good for them to pick up this pistol. And Drop is now in a 1 versus 3. He'll start to figure out, is there even a chance here? A nice shot on NQZ, but immediately put down by David. 13-3 with Furia losing the pistol. I think that's the first nail being hammered into the coffin.
Yeah, Furia try flanking through mid, but you can see the issue with that is you're going into close range angles. And that's despite this from Drop. This was great. You deny the bomb plant, you buy extra time for the retake. They had a kit in their hands, but they're all moving in through mid, into Cave, into these close angles that the Glocks are happy to take. Kit gets dropped over deep on the other side. Nothing Drop can do in the 1v3. Furia have to force. They're too far down. No reason not to. One shot lands from Yuri, but not too much damage dealt through the smoke. Control looks like it will eventually be taken by 9Z.
The donut being cleared on out. Safe is going to smoke off the cave. Oh, Furia desperately need this one. Luckily, the site the 9Z look like they're about to hit. Furia have a couple of players here to try and deal with it.
Decent timing on that smoke too, but it will be cave cleared. Check safe, yeah. Fast fire rate on that MP9 up close works for one. David able to bring 2 kills back.
Yeah, with David getting that double and Rocks ripping apart drop. Furia have no say in this round. Art, the last remaining player, coming in on the flank. CZ with so much to do, but he realizes there's nothing he can do. He's going to sit out the door, hoping to catch an exit, hoping to upgrade his gun. But 14 rounds now for 9Z. The pick of Ancient hasn't worked out for Furia, we'll say that.
No, it seems like Furia is still trying to figure out their map pool too. They picked Inferno last time against 9Z. Couldn't win it against them. This time, second rotation, Furia decided to ban Inferno. They weren't even happy to play it as the decider map. So it seems like they're still trying to figure out what their home ground can be, what their home map can be. They're able to pick Vertigo against Outsiders, which I think is probably the map they want to go to most often. But here it's 9Z, that's 9Z's ban. So they don't have a clear comfort ground, it seems.
Yeah, but I also feel like if you're going to experiment with a map pool, it would be in an online tournament against 9Z just ahead of Cologne, right? So, you know, if Furia really are just hiding strats for Cologne, they're doing a great job, Hawker. They're showing us nothing here right now.
Yeah, all they're showing us was some very quick plays for the most part.
Yeah, that was something, all right. But I'm sure they'll just have to pick their socks up and hope for map 3 to be theirs. Otherwise, 9Z are going to pull off the series again. But still a long way to go in the series. Even if you do get this map 9Z, you still got to fight on the 3rd. Which we'll take a look at is, of course, Mirage. Over on the A stream, Mouse versus Eternal Fire currently ongoing. 14-10 to Eternal Fire on map 2. They lost at map number 1, 16-2. Mouse absolutely crushed them on the map pick of Nuke. So if you're interested in following that one, that's over on the Roobet main channel.
Never want to have this sort of buy when you're facing potential for 9Z to reach map point. I think that potential will be realized shortly. Yuri's trying to play close. He is not going to find anything with the Zeus, though. B site quickly crumbles. Spotting these players at distance. Tapping away. Apparently just warning shots for now. It will be nice, though. Oh, very nice. 603 health. They're going to go hunting. They haven't actually cleared out Queserato, but that's fine. They'll find these kills eventually. David even confident he could go with the Glock. A little out. Who's going to get it? Should be David. Oh, nice little headshot. 15-3 at 9Z. As you were saying, Mirage would be the 3rd map, and I think that's fine for Furia, to be honest, because you look at their record on it, it's pretty damn good. I mean, their last win on it was 16-5 against G2. I think G2 were kind of maybe broken, you could argue, after they had a horrible comeback go against them on the 2nd map in that series. But wins against Cloud9, an overtime loss against FaZe. All in all, it generally is a pretty comfortable map for them. See if they can get anything going on Ancient, though. Can't get too ahead of ourselves, even if it is 15-3. Art moving up through mid, flashes early, and DGT is the man who's most blind.
Oh, Max goes out through the doors at bottom B. Yuri, the victim of his rifle. Comes down to this hole from Drop. If he gets cleared out quickly, then Fury gonna have problems, but Drop handles it well. Gets himself a double kill, and the bomb is now loose. 9Z down to 2 players. And it doesn't look like they're going to be closing it here in round 19. Fury up on the good hold there from Drop.
Yeah, we're interested to see if we see CTs fighting heavily for that mid control and making that jump up towards lane with those lack of boxes now. Seems like that's the goal for Art there in that round. Could be a cool way to help your B players out early. Would need to coordinate well with them, though. 9Z sat back. They are not moving. Neither are Furia. If you need to go get anything, I think now is the time. Maybe some water. Make sure to stay hydrated.
You following that rule too, Hawker?
I'm trying my best.
Me too. Me too. Especially coming into the summer months. You'll be sweating big time.
Absolutely.
My body's not ready for the summer, Hawker.
No, I'm not prepared either.
It's just not ready for the sunshine, man. It's too warm. I need to be at like a maximum 25 degrees, you know? That's where I hit peak performance. You know, I enjoy being in the warmth a little bit, but yeah, when I'm near the candles, for example, it gets a little too hot and heavy. Start to shut down.
Understand that.
Just like Furia.
Yeah, I get you. Exactly. I saw the Furia have a fan on in their room. So they're trying to beat the heat.
Yeah, we went to a water park one time, Hawker, that was like ancient. That was kind of fun.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Well, we have got utility going down in towards mid, burning away at elbow. Art using the smoke as a little bit of cover to peer down into the mid fight. The flash is good enough to get Art to drop off and descend into madness, where he will die. Max takes him out. It's a 1-for-1 because elsewhere has been a kill. It's gone in the form of Yuri, who continues to try and hunt another kill, but ends up getting caught because the boxes are now gone. No more cover. Safe tries to help out Furia's chances, and he does do so by taking Max off of the ledge. 3v3 established. Bomb starts to shift its way over towards B. Two players still over here right now for Furia. And Drop is pushed down B, so he's going to get a lot of info quite early. He's laying out some damage with the M4. But they nade him perfectly. They get him out of there.
Oh, and now 9Z aren't actually committing to B yet off the back of that. They figure that Drop was so far pushed in, maybe there are players rotated over to A. I think now with NQZ just walking into the site, they will try and come back to this A side of the map. And NQZ can just wait. He can just sit in this advanced angle, see if anyone tries to rotate back to the bomb site. He's not going to wait, though. He's going to go aggressive with the AWP through Temple. Oh, man, I love it. He's getting aggressive to cut off the rotate before it even begins. Just got to make sure they deal with K Serato and Donut. Still sat here. They have a smoke to cut him off.
Well, they cut him off. The molly goes through. The nade seeks David, but he goes a little bit too deep for it to be effective, and so puts the bomb down. Could this be the moment in the round that 9Z finally put Furia away here on Ancient? And coming back in from Donut. Casterado leading the charge, spots out the low HP of David in the corner. NQZ has to leave the temple. Oh, and just see safe just before the smoke pops. Is able to take him down and even out the numbers and keep eyes on DGT. His flank coming around the back. Should confirm this round, but it's not really planted for him. Casterado really has no other option but to get under the defuse. He takes too long, and DGT will come around the corner and close it out. 9Z with a strong performance on Ancient. This was the